There is something significant you need to receive at this moment, especially if your heart currently feels exhausted, tangled up, or quietly full of hope. Somewhere beyond what your eyes are able to see, a heart connected to yours has just reached a critical moment of profound inner resolution. There was no dramatic announcement or sudden shocking event, just a powerful choice that redirected the course of everything that follows. Right now, while your day may appear entirely ordinary, something deep within them has shifted permanently. They have finally stopped fighting against what they truly feel and pretending that this special bond carries no real meaning. If this message reached you at the perfect moment, hit like and let the universe know you are open and ready. Even if you have endured a long silence that led you to question everything, what changed today happened in the place where genuine truth can never stay buried. This quiet decision was truly about you, not merely a fleeting thought, which is why certain bonds never fully depart from your soul. You may soon come to understand why some names remain alive within your heart long after they should have disappeared. The next chapter unfolding around you is far closer than you currently believe, so stay grounded and do not look away. What comes next will reveal far more than you ever anticipated it would. My dear friend, these still invisible moments are the precise times that genuinely transform everything in life. A powerful choice was made quietly in a heart bound to yours, far from the loud distractions of the everyday world. No message was sent and no voice whispered your name. But the weight of this decision is greater than any spoken words could carry. It came after endless uncertainty, internal battles, and prolonged struggles they tried to win against their own deepest emotions. They finally stopped questioning why your presence remained with them long after everything else lost its grip. They tried to be sensible and level-headed about it, attempting to push forward within their own thoughts alone. But some connections do not dissolve simply because someone wishes them gone, waiting patiently until the heart accepts what the soul has long understood. Something within them has finally stopped retreating and turned toward the truth they can no longer push aside. You might wonder why certain people keep reappearing in your thoughts even when life pulls you in different directions, or why some bonds feel unfinished no matter how much quiet time stretches between you. It is because some connections feel older than your memories, deeper than simple reasoning, and more powerful than perfect timing, which is why this person cannot fully escape what they carry toward you. Something about your presence and energy moved through their world in a way they could never describe using ordinary language. They tried to give it a neat label to make it feel smaller, or to call it simple confusion, poor timing, or mere coincidence. But today, it became far more difficult to fully deny as they began to see that what they feel is not ordinary, not easily replaced, and not something they can continue ignoring. It required them to face a long-avoided truth about what you genuinely mean to them and how deeply you affect them, even across quiet stretches and distance. Once that truth is truly seen, it cannot be unseen, which is why the energy between you is now shifting in a direction that will no longer reverse itself. Even if nothing appears visibly different on the surface, their thoughts are becoming more focused. Their emotions are harder to suppress, and their silence feels heavier because it is filled with things they are no longer comfortable keeping to themselves. Comment shift if you have been sensing something changing in your connection lately. When a heart makes a genuine decision, life begins answering with signs like a vivid memory, a powerful dream, a familiar song, or an unexpected thought of you rising when they least anticipate it. These things appear small from the outside, but they are part of the transformation now occurring beneath the surface. Soon you may notice something simple as well, something easy to miss if you are caught up in busyness, but it will carry a quiet message confirming what shifted today. When it arrives, you will recognize it instantly, not because it is loud, but because something deep within you will immediately know it. This path was never only about patient waiting, but about the true moment where two souls come into alignment. It was about the right timing, the exact point when truth becomes stronger than any fear holding it back. So if your heart senses something drawing nearer, trust that inner knowing completely. You are not imagining this. You are perceiving a genuine change that has already begun inside them. After their first moment of understanding, a deeper awareness began quietly growing within them, returning whenever they are alone with their thoughts and always pointing directly toward you. They are noticing how frequently your name surfaces in their mind, how certain places carry your memory, and how even the smallest reminders hold profound significance. This is no longer casual interest or passing curiosity, but a deep and authentic recognition of the bond you share. However, recognition brings vulnerability, which is precisely what they have tried to shield themselves from by retreating behind the safety of distance, control, and familiar patterns. This unsettles them somewhat, not because they doubt you, but because they finally grasp how much you truly matter in their life. The walls they constructed no longer feel like shelter, but like barriers keeping them confined, and the distance they maintained now feels hollow and painful. They understand they cannot remain in the same place indefinitely because their heart has already moved closer to you in spirit. This shifting energy is why you might suddenly experience an unexpected thought, a vivid dream, or a pull in your chest that feels like true resonance. Right now, they are standing at a decision that will transform how this connection moves into the real world, balance between taking a step forward or entering another period of stillness. What makes this moment so meaningful is that they are closer than ever to choosing courage over fear and ending the prolonged silence between you. Before they do, there remains something from the past they must release, something unresolved that has quietly prevented them from moving fully toward you. Once that final barrier begins to dissolve, everything between you can advance far more quickly than before, guided by a timing greater than ordinary words can describe. Type yes if you believe your soulmate is thinking about you right now. The silence begins to open up. The distance narrows and the truth you felt all along begins taking visible shape in daily life. Then comes the moment of surrender, not to you as someone to pursue, but to the truth within themselves that has been waiting to be fully embraced. There are no more endless loops in their thoughts, no more excuses holding them back, and no more pretending this can be easily reasoned away. In that quiet stillness, clear understanding enters their mind, making it impossible to deny the way you made them feel genuinely seen without asking for anything in return. They begin to recognize that you were never simply another person passing through their life, but a turning point and a reflection showing them things they were not yet prepared to understand at the start. Once this clear awareness takes hold within them, it begins reshaping more than just their thoughts, influencing their daily choices as they prepare to reach toward you with greater real intention, honesty, and quiet bravery. As this unfolds within them, synchronization awakens something in you as well, building a deep bridge between you that does not rely solely on constant communication or physical presence. Still, they must face one final test ahead, a moment where they must decide whether to step fully into this connection or retreat from something that demands genuine courage. That choice is nearer than they realize because unexpected reminders, conversations, and life circumstances are already steering them toward breaking the old pattern once and for all. When that choice is finally made, you will no longer need to wonder, read between the lines, or decode meanings buried beneath fear. The energy reaching you will feel different, cleaner, more powerful, and more certain than before, arriving in a form that transforms everything between you both. And when this truth comes, it may not appear dramatic or significant on the outside, but it will be the gentle confirmation your heart has been longing to receive for so long. Stay present until the end because the path is becoming clear. The walls are falling away, and what was always meant to be is finally finding its way toward you. It may arrive through a brief message, a phone call, or a few sincere words, but beneath them, you will sense something unmistakable, genuine, and truly from the heart. When that moment arrives, so much of the past begins to fall into complete understanding, and the long silence and distance will no longer feel meaningless. It required genuine growth, honest self-reflection, and directly confronting the fears that once kept them still for so long. They are no longer the same person who held themselves back, having crossed a significant internal threshold, and you are about to feel that difference clearly. Their words might tremble or pause as they search for the right way to express what has been living quietly within them, revealing that it is completely genuine, human, and open. As you listen, something within you will recognize it immediately, confirming what you always sense deep inside. This bond was never one-sided, but alive on both sides, even when evidence was absent. In that very moment, old pain begins to lose its grip, and the questions that occupied your mind will suddenly carry far less weight. Yet, a meaningful choice rises up that belongs entirely to you, because this is not only about them choosing you, but about you choosing what unfolds next. Will you respond from old wounds and past fear, or will you meet this fresh moment with the openness and wisdom your heart has quietly gathered? Your decision carries equal significance, and what unfolds next is shaped in real time by the courage you both carry forward. Comment recognition if you have felt this quiet pull toward someone special. Deep down, you already know this is a rare opening where two paths that once separated are being drawn back together through honesty and truth. As the waiting draws to a close, you must face the unavoidable question of what you genuinely desire from this connection in your most honest moments. Do you open yourself fully to it, or do you guard yourself just enough to remain in control? Every response shapes what comes next, because a profound connection like this cannot flourish through half-hearted measures or constant hesitation. It calls for the same bravery from you that it required from them, carrying you beyond fantasy and into a real and honest moment. It asks for presence, truth, and courage from both sides, gently drawing you to meet this connection exactly where it truly stands. You are not being asked to pursue them or demonstrate your worth, but to step into a space free of old versions, past misunderstandings, and recycled stories. Here, a truly beautiful new beginning becomes possible, a new way of connecting and speaking truth without hiding behind walls of fear. Yet you must remember, this connection is not only a romance, but a reflection of your deepest longings, hidden fears, and your capacity to love without losing yourself entirely within it. As this moment continues to unfold, pay careful attention to your own inner landscape, because your choice ahead will shape the next chapter of your entire journey. Once both of you stop approaching this connection as a mystery to unravel and begin seeing it as a life to build together, the energy becomes calmer, more grounded, and clearer in every way. A profound stillness settles over everything, bringing the kind of certainty that only comes after long inner storms finally begin to quiet down. Inside that stillness, you will see them differently, not as the person who confused you or stayed silent, but as someone who moved through their own darkness to reach greater understanding. Just as meaningfully, you will see yourself differently, more resilient, wiser, more anchored, and genuinely connected to what your heart truly needs. You will come to understand that this journey was never simply about longing, but about growing into a better version of who you are. If this bond had unfolded too soon, or before you were both truly ready, the truth might have easily slipped through your hands. But now there is a balanced, quiet understanding between you. From this peaceful place, a rare trust begins growing naturally, built not on hollow promises, but on steady consistency and small actions aligning with honest words. As that trust deepens, it forms a genuine sense of home within one another, creating a true feeling of being completely safe and fully seen without any need to pretend. This is what hearts are genuinely seeking. Not just brief excitement, but a deep, enduring understanding. Stay with this feeling as the waiting draws to a close, because you are finally stepping into the truth you both have always deserved. Not only attraction, but emotional safety. Not only passion, but a peace that holds steady. And when something real begins to root itself in this way, the urgency begins to fade. The anxiety softens. The need to analyze every small detail begins to dissolve. Because what is genuine does not require endless questioning to endure. It brings clarity naturally. Even so, there is one gentle truth that continues to surface. This journey is not about holding on from a place of fear. It is about choosing each other again and again, without force, without losing yourselves, without turning love into something to fight over. The most enduring bonds are not the ones that demand everything all at once. They are the ones built steadily, honestly, and patiently, with space for both people to breathe freely and grow. That is why what comes next is bigger than simple reunion. It is the creation of something entirely new. Many people believe the hardest part is finding the right person, but often the deeper challenge begins after that, when two people must choose to remain open, to truly understand each other, and to grow side by side even when familiar old habits try to reclaim their hold. This is the space you are now stepping into. Share this video if you want someone to receive this exact message today. A space where love is no longer a question mark, but a living, breathing thing that responds to how it is nurtured, protected, and honored with each passing day. And yes, old fears may still whisper at times. Old patterns do not vanish in a single day. Moments of doubt may still visit. Misunderstandings may still arise. But when those moments come, another deeper choice presents itself. Will you react from who you once were, or respond from who you have grown to become through all of this? Because you are no longer the same person who once stood lost in uncertainty. You carry awareness now. You carry hard-earned lessons. You carry the growing capacity to choose love without abandoning yourself within it. And as both of you continue moving forward, something even more beautiful begins to emerge. Rhythm, a quiet harmony, a way of understanding each other that does not always require many words. A safety where silence no longer feels unsettling. A steadiness where simple presence communicates more than grand promises ever could. And here is the deeper truth hidden within all of this. This connection did not arrive to complete you. It arrived to reveal you, to show you the full depth of your own heart, to show you the strength of your endurance, to show you the power of loving from truth rather than fear. Once you genuinely see that, something shifts permanently within you. You stop gripping so tightly to specific outcomes. You stop fearing loss in the old familiar way. You realize that what is truly aligned does not require constant effort to remain. It stays because it is genuine, not because it is held in place by force. And as time continues, you begin to notice the difference between temporary emotion and lasting connection. Temporary emotion arrives loudly and departs just as quickly. Real connection grows quietly, steadily, and with great patience. It survives silence. It survives distance. It survives seasons of uncertainty because it is anchored in something far deeper than surface-level attraction. That is why this bond kept returning to your heart. It was not trying to haunt you. It was trying to offer you essential lessons, teach you to trust yourself once more, teach you that love can feel calm and still carry profound depth. That may be one of the most significant lessons of all. Real love is not always expressed loudly. It does not always arrive like a storm. Sometimes it enters like stillness. Sometimes it comes as a steady knowing that your soul recognizes long before your mind can put it into words. There is something sacred about being completely seen by another person and still being genuinely chosen. Not for perfection, not for performance, but for truth. This connection has been steering both of you toward that truth in quiet and steady ways all along. Yes, doubts may still try to creep back sometimes. The past may echo old fears. But this chapter carries a different energy now because both of you have transformed. Growth happened within the silence. Healing happened across the distance. Wisdom was gathered while waiting. And now the version of each of you standing here is more fully capable of carrying what once felt too heavy to hold. That is why this feels calmer, steadier, more rooted than before. It is no longer built on fantasy. Drop a line below if you are sensing divine timing in your love life. It is built on conscious awareness. When they look at you now, they may not only see attraction, they may see peace. They may see understanding. They may see the person who quietly became a part of their emotional awakening. And when you look at them with renewed eyes, you begin seeing beyond the old confusion as well. You begin seeing the courage it required for them to finally face what they carry within. You begin understanding that love sometimes takes time to become truly honest. Not because it is false, but because truth asks people to grow before they can fully receive it. If this part is reaching your heart, hold on because there is still more ahead. As this bond continues to unfold, allow yourself to experience it without trying to manage every outcome. Allow yourself to trust what feels authentic and real. Allow yourself to believe that healthy love can exist without constant fear woven through it. Your heart was never designed to live indefinitely in survival mode. It was meant to know peace as well. And perhaps this connection entered your life to remind you of that important truth. As you stand at the edge of this new season, something within you already understands the story is not ending, but finally becoming real. The past distance, silence, and prolonged waiting were not wasted. They cultivated the patience, wisdom, and inner readiness needed to hold this truth without crumbling beneath fear. Neither of you needed to become someone false to deserve this. You only needed to grow more fully into yourselves. This profound journey was never solely about finding each other, but about returning to your own souls and discovering yourselves in a deeper and more meaningful way. Now, as your paths align naturally, awareness is replacing fear as the very foundation of your bond. Awareness completely reshapes how people love, teaching them to speak rather than disappear, stay rather than flee, and express rather than conceal what lives within them. While old memories or brief moments of doubt may still echo softly, they no longer carry the power to direct your future. You are stronger and wiser now, fully capable of guarding your inner peace without sealing your heart away from genuine connection. This opening energy is built on mutual growth and conscious, intentional choice, which is precisely what allows two people to remain together in truth. Every day ahead becomes a meaningful invitation to choose honesty over silence, patience over reaction, and understanding over assumption. Comment. I feel it. If this is speaking directly to your heart, this bond grows stronger not through forced perfection, but through steady presence, consistency, and the simple repeated decision to keep showing up for one another. While many people experience passing attraction or emotional intensity, far fewer encounter a conscious love that evolves, deepens, and remains peaceful without becoming hollow. This connection carries that rare and beautiful possibility because both hearts are actively learning how to love with awareness rather than being driven by fear. If your spirit senses this powerful shift, trust it fully, because the old chapter of doubt is drawing to a close and a genuine lasting truth is just beginning. Like, comment which part resonated with you most deeply, and subscribe for more soulmate messages.